Well, thank you for being here with us.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yes, you were amazing today with the photo shoot. Like, your images are
Thank you.
phenomenal. So, Lisa Nicole Cloud, you are basically a business mogul. I've read a lot about you on your site, and for our readers out there, I want you in your own words to tell them who you are. How would you define yourself?
Well, first of all, I'm a woman of God. Okay, everything I do in my life, is ordered by the good Lord above. So I started off in direct sales as a direct sales professional because I am an entrepreneur at heart. I just love entrepreneurship. And I made a lot of money in direct sales. And then I took the money I made from direct sales and I invested in the clothing line. I invested in the Women's Empowerment Network. I invested in our media company. So I would definitely say I'm a serial entrepreneur. I love starting businesses, building brands, and just watching them grow into empires. But I'm also a mommy, and I'm also a wife, and I think those are the most important titles and roles that I have right now. But I do love business, and I do love entrepreneurship, and I love helping people become successful entrepreneurs. That is my passion.
Okay. And since you brought up your clothing lines, I saw that you have 3 different lines. Is that correct? It's Lisa Nicole Collection, Lisa Nicole Diamond Collection, and Lisa Nicole Signature Collection,
Correct.
Right? Okay. So what's the difference between the 3?
So Lisa Nicole Collection is a ready-to-wear collection.
Okay.
It was my very first collection. It was for that everyday piece that you wanted to make a statement in. It was very on trend, but I thought I kept the businesswoman in mind. We use fabrics that are easy to travel with. We use fabrics that are very forgiving in our problem areas. And then I started getting approached by high-end boutiques that wanted to carry more than just a ready-to-wear piece. They wanted to carry fabrics because those ready-to-wear pieces are a lot of ponte and a lot of stretch fabrics. So they wanted some, crepes and some laces, and so I just enhanced my fabric selections. Hence, we started the Lisa Nicole Diamond Collection. And then people started calling me and wanting me to style them for the red carpet. And that's when we developed the Lisa Nicole Signature Collection. So I like to tell people we can take you from the boardroom to the ballroom. And I'm super excited about our new collection that is called Boss. And Boss is a collection that is more modestly priced than the Lisa Nicole collection. I like to say it's for that young professional who may not have $200 to spend, on a suit, but they still want to make a statement. They still want to be classy. They still want to be sophisticated. They still want to be powerful in the designs that they choose for themselves.
Okay.
Now, the other thing I love about Boss is that it really embodies who I am as a woman. It is a program where we teach people who have a desire to be in the fashion industry, if they're stylists, if they're entrepreneurs, if they're just everyday people who just like stylish clothes, we teach them how to pretty much start their own mobile boutique. And so pretty much they buy a certain volume of pieces, but they buy wholesale. And then what always happens when you wear something that everybody likes, what do they say? Oh my God, I love that. Where can I get that? And so then we have websites for every brand ambassador where they can direct people to their websites to purchase the pieces that they're wearing. And so it's exciting because it takes my background in direct sales and I'm bringing it into the world of fashion. But remember what I said, who I am first is a woman of God, and BOSS stands for Believer of Supernatural Success.
Wow, I love how you tied all that together. So even with this whole thing with fashion, like what inspired you to even start your first collection, basically to become a designer? Because clearly you know fashion.
Well, it's funny how we end up doing the things that we do. I always taught women with the Women's Empowerment Network. One of the things we always talked about at those kind of conferences is dressing for success. I always teach women, you don't dress for the position that you hold, you dress for the position that you want to have. So it was always a conversation that came up. So it was an evolution of who I was as a businesswoman to not only teach women the importance of how they present themselves and the types of garments they should wear and the things that are most flattering to their body types, etc., but to give them an option. So I knew I always wanted to start a clothing line, but there was one thing that tragically happened that really pushed me into the world of fashion.
Okay.
And that is, I was speaking at Madison Square Gardens. I was speaking with Russell Simmons, and I was looking good. I was ready. I had gone to a high-end store, spent a couple $1,000s on my outfit, walked out in Madison Square Garden, and the air sucked out of the room. And I thought, oh my God, what do I have? A hole in my dress? What is it? Lo and behold, the person that was sitting on the panel with me had the exact same dress on.
Oh my gosh.
And so that day, and Russell made a little joke like, oh, did you guys plan that? And just kind of rubbing it in, But I swore that day that would never happen to me again. And so, but here's the thing, when you buy off the rack, you always have the chance of that happening. So I started designing my own pieces, and I would take them to someone and have them sew them, because I don't sew, but I have a very, very keen sense of fashion and what's on trend and what women wear and what women want. And so I started taking it to people, and then people would say, oh my God, I love that look, what are you wearing? And I would say, oh, it's a Lisa Nicole, and hence the Lisa Nicole collection was born. So
wow.
It's funny how it worked with what I was doing as far as how my brand was evolving as a successful entrepreneur and a successful businesswoman and the Women's Empowerment Network. But sometimes things will push you to take action and take initiative on something that you want to do anyways.
So do you have a boutique in Atlanta?
I have a showroom, yes. I used to have a store in Buckhead, but with all that I do and all the traveling, it's really hard for me to run a brick and mortar and be there every single day. And no one runs your business like you run your business.
Exactly.
So I went back to what we started off doing in the very beginning, which was as a wholesale. So we sell to boutiques that carry the line. And so our showroom is in the Norcross area. And so our private clients come there to have us design pieces for them. We also have a stylist pull studio. So stylists can come in if they have clients, and they can pull pieces and rent pieces for their clients. And then our workroom and our warehouse is there in Norcross.
Okay, so basically this is by appointment only.
It is by appointment only, yes.
Okay. So you are a self-made millionaire. So what kind of advice would you be giving to those who are looking to really take control of their own career and basically financial destiny in order to become an entrepreneur, no matter what business it is that you're looking to go into?
When I'm talking to people who say, I've always wanted to start a business, I just don't know what, or I don't know how, I say, just chase your passion. If you chase your passion and not a paycheck, the money will come. And so I always tell people, think about what you do that you just love doing, that you would do if people didn't even pay you to do it. And that's where you're going to find your passion. And then you can learn how to strategically develop products so that you can monetize your passions. And so that's really one of the things we focus on with Elite Marketing Strategies, is really helping entrepreneurs build brands, looking at their social media, looking at their websites, looking at their marketing collaterals, looking at how they're presenting themselves from, magazines and different media opportunities. And so, when we do our mastermind days, that's what we do. We bring in entrepreneurs that are usually smaller businesses, and we really help them build that $1 million brand.
Okay, so what type of people are you working with now?
It's a lot of coaches, a lot of authors, speakers. I also work with different businesses that just need brand strategies. A lot of businesses are very good at their skill, but they really don't know how to brand and market what they do. Okay. So You know, it's those type of businesses that really get a lot of usage from the services that we provide.
Okay. I was just thinking, because I work in entertainment, I'm like, everything that you're saying is amazing. So even learning from you.
Like for instance, as an entertainer, and being that I was on television, I know this firsthand. You are the talent. As the talent, you can't manage all your social media pages. You can't keep your website updated with everything that you're doing. You can't develop your marketing materials that you're posting. You gotta have a team of people that focus on helping you build that brand. Because if you do, you will far exceed the other talent that's out there. And so where a lot of entrepreneurs make mistake is they try to do it all. They try to wear the hat of CEO and Chief Marketing Officer and Chief Operations Officer and Chief Sales Officer, and they are not really accomplishing what they need to accomplish in their business because they're trying to wear too many hats. And in this day and time where it's so easy to outsource things on things like Odesk or Upworks, you just got to be resourceful and invest the money. I mean, you can really invest a small amount. It takes you more time to utilize your hours than it would take you to pay somebody to do it quickly for you, and your time is valuable too.
Wow. And since you talked about that, Married to Medicine, and you and your husband were both on the show together, right?
Yes.
So how did you guys come to even be on the show?
Well, the show is of course about doctors and doctors' wives, and I was obviously married to a doctor, but what they found unique about me is even though I was married to a doctor, I made more money than the doctor, and that was very different than the other wives on the show.
Okay.
So, based on my success, based on, my lifestyle, it was just a natural fit. And, I loved the time that I was on the show. I think it was a great platform for the clothing line. It was a great platform for the Women's Empowerment Network, because we always talked about those things. It was even an amazing platform for my direct sales business, because even though they always tried to throw shade at it, I would always use it as an opportunity to talk about the business and throw out there how many people, because I've helped 26 people become documented millionaires in the last 15 years from direct sales. So
are you hands-on with these people that you work with?
Very much so, yeah. I flew in today from New Jersey because I was there speaking to about 3,000 people and training them. So it's my number one. I mean, I believe that there's no income like residual income.
Right.
Most people make money from linear income. If they work, they get paid.
Right.
While I was shooting a television show for 5 months, my other business was generating a reoccurring residual check every single month, whether I went and did a presentation or not. And it's residual income that allows me to start other businesses and have the cash flow I need to, fund those endeavors.
So what are some business do's and don'ts? Like, maybe give me your top 3 do's and top 3 don'ts.
Well, don't try to do it all yourself, okay? Do what it is you're good at and master it. And then, hire a team to support you. And, you just have to budget for that. I would also say don't ever quit. Entrepreneurship is not easy, but it is rewarding, and it is truly the way you take control over your financial destiny. But I tell people, no matter how difficult it gets, do not quit, because just beyond your comfort zone is the life of your dreams. So keep going, find a mentor. Success is not a secret. It's really a system. When I decided to start a clothing line, I didn't go to fashion school, I didn't sew, but there was a lot of information out there on successful designers like Donna Karan and, Ralph Lauren. These were just individuals that there were case studies on, and I really studied their models. And if you notice, Donna Karan had a entry-level brand, which was DKNY, and then she had Donna Karan, and she had Donna Karan Runway.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, so success is very simple. You follow successful people and you duplicate their strategies. And so, I just say find a good mentor and, just stick to it. And don't give up until you accomplish your goals and dreams.
So I think you talked about this. You said you just came from, what was it, a business workshop where you were talking to 3,000 people? What are some of the things that you discussed in there?
So where I've been very successful in direct sales is keeping my finger on the pulse of what's the next wealth trend. So I made my money from VoIP, and which is voice over internet protocol, because that was back in the day where there was no Skype, there was no WhatsApp, right? Yeah. When I first started telling people about VoIP, when I told them you would be able to see the people you're calling and you could call all over the world, they looked at me like I was talking about something from the Jetsons. But because I was on the front side of it, I was able to deploy it to thousands and thousands of customers and have been getting paid ever since. So now there's 2 more wealth trends that have hit. And so now I'm teaching people how to capitalize on them. One is IPTV, which stands for Internet Protocol Television, which means cable and satellite TV is going to be a thing of the past. Right. Because now you can send high definition video over the internet. So it's changing the whole landscape, but people that get in now can make some serious money. And then the other thing that is very big now is the business of cannabis. So I teach people how to get positioned in that because it is very, very lucrative. And I'm not talking about marijuana. The business of cannabis is inclusive of a lot of different types of products, edibles, things of that nature. But CBD, which is legal in all 50 states, has all the medicinal benefits of, marijuana, and it's a cannabinoid, and it's big. I mean, if you have a headache, you take a few drops of that cream, and your headache is gone within minutes. If you have sciatica, any type of inflammation, it's like a miracle product. Oh my God. And nobody knows about it right now because they just legalized it in all 50 states. Wow. So I teach entrepreneurs how to capitalize on those types of wealth trends, because with wealth trends you got to be on the front side of them before they explode. Wow, okay, I got to get with you on that. Wow, my mind is going crazy. So for readers, if they wanted to attend one of your workshops, what would they do? So for people that have an entrepreneur spirit and they're looking to learn more about just starting a business in general, they can go to moreincomeforme.com and put in their information, and then we'll get in touch with them and invite them out to one of our information seminars. For people who are interested in the CBD, they can actually get a free sample of it by going to cbdforfree.info. Okay. So, and then people that are interested in our BOSS program, they can go to bosscollection.info, and they can get more information about that, which is another program that it teaches people how to start businesses in fashion. It's teaching them how to start a mobile boutique. Okay. So, you're a designer, you're a business mogul. Let's talk a little bit more about the Women's Empowerment Network. Yes. How did that whole thing start? Well, I believe to whom much is given, much is required. And so it initially started off as a way of giving back. So I would bring to a one-day conference. It started off as a one-day conference. Now it's a 3-day conference. But I would bring women who are at the top of their game. $1 million earning business women who have blazed trails. And I would have them come to the conference and speak to women who are aspiring to achieve their level of success. And so that's how it started. It was really my way of just connecting women who believed in sisterhood, who believed in collaboration, and who were empowered and inspired to grow. And it has just become this amazing conference. It's really become the conference of breakthrough, though, because what women do is they connect with other powerful women, but as women, the one thing we don't do enough is put ourselves in environments where we can release. We carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. We're taking care of everybody else. We're taking care of our kids. We're taking care of our spouses. And the person that we oftentimes neglect is ourselves. And so when is really that weekend where you get away and you get to get still and you get to reflect on what your goals are, and you get to surround yourself with people that are going to speak life into those goals, encourage you, and even help you to achieve them. So there's a lot of mastermind circles that are formed, and I bring in some amazing women. And then we also recognize at our WIN Award ceremony some women that are just doing some amazing things in the community as well as in their professions.
So when does this take place?
So when it's taking place June 8th through the 10th, and it is taking place at the Evergreen Marriott Resort in Stone Mountain. And this is our 7th year, so it has just grown. It is an amazing, amazing weekend, and women often say that it is the one conference they attend that changed their life. I mean, women come there and literally when they leave, they're starting businesses, they're writing books, they're birthing nonprofits because they're connecting with all of these people that help them birth those goals out.
Wow. How are you doing all of this? Like simultaneously,
God.
like, being a mom, running a business, and helping other people literally achieve their own dreams.
When you do what you love, it doesn't feel like work. So every day I just get up and I work on every, one of my businesses. I have a great team of people that are tied to each business. So, I'm in daily contact with every executive team, making sure that we are moving forward with our objectives for the year. We map out our 1-year plan, our 3-year plan, our 5-year plan, so we know what we have to get done, and we just make it happen. And I love what I do. People oftentimes say, how do you do so much? But I don't know, I just love what I do. And my husband often says, whatever you put your hands on, it just turns to gold. But when you do what you love, it's almost like you attract success. You attract who you are. And so I spend a lot of time personally developing and investing in myself. I went to all kinds of workshops and and now I've studied from some really, really successful people. And most entrepreneurs who are very, very successful, they don't just own one business.
Right.
They own multiple businesses. I mean, Robert Kiyosaki teaches us that in Rich Dad Poor Dad, the way you make money is not being an owner of one business.
Right.
It's being an investor in multiple businesses.
Do you feel like you've done it all, even with where your success is at right now?
I've done the things that I wanted to do, and I know that there's still more in the future for me. There's a lot of projects on the horizon. There's television opportunities that are presented to me on a regular basis. There are scripted television opportunities that come to me. So, I just do what I love, and if I stop enjoying doing something, I don't do it anymore, There's a time and a season for everything. And sometimes, like in the case with Married to Medicine, I enjoyed what I was doing on that show, but that season came to an end for me because I needed to be very focused on my businesses. And I had gained what I needed to gain from that experience. I got the relationships, the contacts, my businesses were out there. And when it turned a little bit toxic is when I was like, no, I don't do the toxic thing. I don't do the drama thing. I'm about positive energy and, focusing on positive things, not negative things.
And since we talk about seasons and transitioning, where do you see yourself, I don't know, in 5 years?
Well, the clothing line is just, God is blowing my mind with the opportunities that are opening up with that. I just got a call to do the Cannes Film Festival in France, which is huge.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It's a very big deal. So we'll be flying over there. I'll be at the Essence Festival on their fashion stage. The Lisa Nicole collection is doing a show there. Then I literally leave Essence and fly to Bermuda for the Bermuda Fashion Festival. And there's a television show that's in discussion now around the clothing line and all the businesses that I have. So it's a lot, but I just take everything one day at a time, and I'm just very clear. I listen to God and I let Him order my steps.
Is there anything else, I don't know, maybe like a few words of encouragement or advice that you'd want to leave with the readers? Like after reading your interview and seeing it, what do they do? Where do they start?
Yeah, the thing that people oftentimes tell me is they're afraid that they'll fail. And a lot of times they don't take chances because they're afraid of failing. And if only you knew how many times I failed in the things that I attempted and tried. But failing is part of succeeding. You're gonna make some mistakes trying to figure it out along the way, and you just have to embrace it, because in every failure or in every setback, there's a lesson, and that's a setup for the next comeback. So I just tell people, let go of your fears and go for it. Live life like there's no tomorrow, because the one thing you don't want to do is live your life with regrets. So I can honestly say that I do what I'm not afraid to take a risk. I take a lot of risk daily, and I think there's a freedom in doing that.
Okay. Where can people follow you? I know you have Instagram. I'm sure you have it all on social media, right?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, Lisa Nicole Cloud, Facebook, Lisa Nicole Cloud fan page, Twitter, Lisa Nicole Cloud, and then you can follow the collection on all of those same platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. So Lisa Nicole Collection on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So it's not hard to find me. You can Google me, and pages come up. So and I would love to stay connected with everyone. So definitely reach out to me. Send us a message on one of those pages that I referenced, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to ask about projects you've got going, but you kind of talked to me about all of these festivals and all this stuff with fashion and going to France and Bermuda. So
fans reach out to me all the time, and they always are surprised that they actually, someone from my team makes the initial contact, but when they actually come out to an event, they talk directly with me. I'm very approachable. So, I'm not doing these things and you can't get to me. It's look, if you want to do this, let's lock arms and let's go.
Right. And that's amazing that you're like that. You seem like a very humble person who really is just genuine and wanting to help other people, and that's so hard to find. So it was really a pleasure having you, and we are so excited about sharing everything that you've talked to us about with our readers too.
Well, thank you, and I'm excited about being able to work together on some things. I mean, I think ADlanta magazine is an amazing magazine. I have plenty of clients that might want to be featured in your publication. So I'm all about collaboration. So thank you for interviewing me, and thanks for featuring me in the magazine.
Of course, thank you. Thank you so much.